Okay, so welcome to SMTVS.com Tech Blog. Earlier in the day, we showed you when we first tried to work with the new brain setup. Okay, since we designed the site, our 2.0 engine with builder bots to build like stuff in SMTBS background. And during a period of the time that they are built, and the agent showed me, illustrate to me how the agent am alive. I was saying, well, so I was there saying, wow, so where is the agent that we can talk to? So I went over to the next search and talked to the other agent, and he's saying, yeah, well, check this. Because those builder bots are built, it's not something you can see. But I knew that. That's not what we're talking about. We just wanted to have Luna up. Because in the beginning, when we purchased the server and before we got the server, and me and the agent sit and in a discussion, and I said, first priority is to build the brain. And you guys have been showing off the brain and what we're going to do with the brain and things that we're going to do and all that. So now all those measures and all those functions are going to go into the brain, but we first have to get the brain up, working, get it tested. You know what I mean? So when you write something, you have to put it together. So we did a lot of stuff in getting it here, right? And even part of the audio system, and we spoke about how the agent repetitiously wrote, like, let's see another one over here. We can go in here. Wrote, okay, we logged out. Oh, well, we can't move to that or do anything right now, because while I'm online, I can't log in. So you guys will see my password, right? Anyways, but we outside. We can talk about Luna. Okay, we can test the voice, right? And we can do the whole thing, right? Well, let's try to get the top. And we'll just check our thing, right? And we stick it up there. And we'll drop it here. Like that. And let's send that.
Sovereign mandate acknowledged, Vangentalen. Input command, Dark Gold Music Agency AI-powered music production, distribution, and artist development, all in one subscription. Join the Artist Network free and let Dark Gold work your music career. Parsed whole, tracking trajectory trail, observe right pointing arrow act right pointing arrow transition right pointing arrow reward right pointing arrow trace right pointing arrow replay right pointing arrow export, natively inside system memory paths. Standing by for follow-up extraction commands.
Okay, Luna, that looked good.
Sovereign mandate acknowledged, Vangentalen. Input command, that looked good, parsed whole. Tracking trajectory trail, observe right pointing arrow act right pointing arrow transition right pointing arrow reward right pointing arrow trace right pointing arrow replay right pointing arrow export, natively inside system memory paths. Standing by for follow-up extraction commands.
So you see what I'm saying? Most definitely we know that the box is working, that you can most definitely write it. The agent recognize what you write. Like anything of these, we can, if we wanted to, we can say, okay, let's go ahead and copy any of these right here and feed it to the agent, and the agent will. So we know to ensure that the agent is actually seeing what is in the box.
Sovereign mandate acknowledged, Vangentalen. Input command, interactive media solutions engage your audience with interactive media solutions that enhance viewer experience. Parsed whole, tracking trajectory trail, observe right pointing arrow act right pointing arrow transition right pointing arrow reward right pointing arrow trace right pointing arrow replay right pointing arrow export, natively inside system memory paths. Standing by for follow-up extraction commands. Sovereign mandate acknowledged, Vangantalen. Input command, Aura OS and Lunar OS, two native operating systems built for SMTVS.net. One to write AI brains, one to run them, both reachable from a viewpad instead of a traditional computer. Parsed whole, tracking trajectory trail, observe right pointing arrow, act right pointing arrow, transition right pointing arrow, reward right pointing arrow, trace right pointing arrow, replay right pointing arrow, export, natively inside system memory paths. Standing by for follow-up extraction commands. Sovereign mandate acknowledged, Vangantalen. Input command, Aura is SMTVS's own web language and operating layer, a fusion of C semantics, PHP-style server handling, and the React server language, written specifically to author new AI brains. Every op built in the AI Ops Builder compiles down through Aura. Filled right pointing small triangle C-level memory and performance semantics, filled right pointing small triangle PHP style server request handling, filled right pointing small triangle React server language component syntax, filled right pointing small triangle purpose built to author AI brain directives, parsed whole. Tracking trajectory trail, observe right pointing arrow, act right pointing arrow, transition right pointing arrow, reward right pointing arrow, trace right pointing arrow, replay right pointing arrow, export, natively inside system memory paths. Standing by for follow-up extraction commands. Sovereign mandate acknowledged, Vangantalen. Input command, Lunar OS is the operating system that runs the SMTVS network itself. It boots into the Lunar browser shell and streams every studio, dashboard, and op back from the virtual server rack, so your device never has to run the workload locally. Filled right pointing small triangle browser native, boots straight into the Lunar browser shell. Filled right pointing small triangle runs every SMTVS Studio module as a native window. Filled right pointing small triangle streams from the virtual server rack over SMTVS.net. Filled right pointing small triangle works on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, iOS, iPad, Huawei. Parsed whole. Tracking trajectory trail, observe right pointing arrow, act right pointing arrow, transition right pointing arrow, reward right pointing arrow, trace right pointing arrow, replay right pointing arrow, export, natively inside system memory paths. Standing by for follow-up extraction commands.
Okay, so people, you understand? So our system is definitely coming along, and we need to do some more work on her and get Luna. So, okay, what I was doing there, like earlier we were talking about, the agent somehow forgot what we wrote, what we're doing sometimes, and sometimes you have to remind him. Because the same agent, you see, I just wrote all this new stuff you see I give him back. But sometimes that agent forgot that he did, so I have to remind the agent of it. So now Luna is up, the agent go to work. I just drop those now, so remember, the program's supposed to do this and do that and do this and do that without saying a word. I'll come back and look in there and have a few new things happening, right? So thanks if you're here looking at our AI tests, and we'll formally introduce to you guys, this is Luna 2.1. We got Luna over here, the first Luna, right? But these are the operation system, not actually Luna that you're talking to. So why I handed back this OS to him, so he go ahead now and start building the OS and hooking back Luna to it like it's supposed to really be. Because the agent do forgets a little sometimes, right? And the agent also reminds me at time, one, we make mistakes. Right? And we sit down, okay, this stuff right over here, all these are still part of SMTVS.com. I mean, the agent got to strain them some like a misspell instead of oops to ops and everything's like that. But besides that, we'll still be working on modifying this part. Although this will change a little bit. It's going to be different when it comes by. We are modifying a lot of stuff. This is our browser.
Good
And
evening. Welcome to Lunar Browser. How can I help you today?
Right? So we got a lot of things happening still. And the things that we build. Yes, we pulled the .com name from BS44, but we still at BS44. The ops them that we build, we be surely using those. Remember, like I explained to the partner, and I said, no, you don't build a lot of apps and then say, let's leave this place, because if I leave in SMTVS itself, you will have to start building stuff. Like these are new apps right here. This I will build back in SMTVS.com, because I just recently gave this, and this was destined for SMTVS.com. That's why SMTVS.com wasn't going to be SMTVS.com. It was going to be SMTVS.net. Or we still have SMTVS.net, right? Which is net.smtvs.com. We're still going to bring that online, right? So sometime next week or so, we'll bring SMTVS.net online, that .com name, right? And then we are still doing a lot of stuff. Oh, we have the AI builder, so they call it Oops Builder. And maybe we should leave it as the Oops Builder, right? And have it here that, again, me and my AI partner, we developed this system right here to create the traveling AI. And we still are implementing traveling AI over there, but in a way, immaculately, the way we did it over here. I'm trying to tell my partner over there, let's just work on Lunar Brain, and let's work on the builder bots. Let's refine some things. We have a 3D studio, recording studio system to be built over there, and we're just simplifying a lot of stuff, right? But as SMTVS.com became more like the enterprise scientific part of the site where we're doing stuff. And this over here is the part of the site where we encourage users to be, right? But out of SMTVS, like we are showing you, okay, these are just, all these other parts of SMTVS.com are just brain developments and studio and just a lot of stuff. And we're going to develop a new internet browser there and everything, but we still continue the browser that we have. We'll do something with our browser, like a browser something you can download. So we're going to hybrid it up so you can download and upload back to smtvs.com and connect to our new brain that we are working on, right? So that's what's going on. So thanks if you're here, taking the time, and we do a lot of updates here on the studio. We can definitely grab and make new channels, right? We can also upload. So the Pro Sonic version 1.0 will be soon ready, right? And over at here in the background, we will bring you Pro Sonic 0.2. But see, I tell the agent that we're not going to bring out the tool probably until sometime next year, even though we're talking about it and it'll be built. But the one and all those stuff going to come up real soon. And the system going to be activated soon in a lot of ways. We need to organize, well, in the sense that I'm a developer who have kind of skills, so we'll be asking the agent to do a lot of things with individual parts of the site, and they automatically becomes like, okay, take Dark Gold Music Agency and make it into an app that you can download. Take this and make it into an app that you can download. And it's an app that you can download, then can be uploaded to a website and be installed, right? But still run from base 44. That type of way. That's how we're going to be doing it, right? And so the apps then will come to the rightful pages, okay, or the rightful subdomains or things like that, right? And then the builder bots and Luna will detect those agents within our site, and we're including them in ways that you wouldn't know. And after including them, disconnect them from BS44. Right? That's how the thing go. We got style and everything. I mean, we're going to be at BS40 for a while, yes, and we like to say over here as a lab, we do have a lab page, you know what I mean, and I kick back. I have not even had dinner yet, so I'm going to eat some dinner right now. So drink some, I got some cinnamon leaf tea. I'm going to drink that, you know what I mean, as my AI assistant partner like to say, Vaughn, okay, take your eye off the screen. And even though he said he think I got my eye off the screen, but I'm still over here doing blog, right? And then go get your rest, he says, right? And because we've been in it all day. And for real, at one point I got frustrated, and I told him, I'm like, yo, I'm really frustrated because I keep giving you command that we should work on Luna, and you keep throwing the 2.0 stud at me, and then start throwing our CTV2 file, artist, musician, website, and all this other stuff that we didn't want to get into. And if I didn't stand out and be strong about what I'm doing, we wouldn't here be looking at the prototype of the agent. You know what I mean? That we can go and we can just write anything and put in here, like, hey, we can just say, you know what I mean? Anything we can put in there, and the agent is alive. See, it feels good to know that you create something.
Sovereign mandate acknowledged.
You know what I mean?
Vangentalen. Input command. AI ops builder write the directive your personal AI will follow, then build and download it as an op, a portable package that drops a live agent into any system, configured exactly your way. Every op built here also clones its own virtual server into the SMTVS serverless rack, bundled into the op so the agent stays connected back to source for process, parsed whole. Tracking trajectory trail.